Good day, good day. It's the Word Witch. So I actually love how much conversation is opening up about conversation. Showtime. I got my copper and my crystals on, just how I like it. My bad. Um. Okay, so quite often people are responding from the space they're listening and then interpreting and responding from the space of their wounds. And when they respond from the space of their wounds, oftentimes it's projection. And when I think about how many years of my life I went not understanding that I was being projected upon, and then accepting those projections, and we work from the space of self-image, right? Yo, when I think back on it, I'm like, yak. What the fuck? Oh, wow. When that's happening, and you finally are able to maintain the container of self, has there been this deep push, speaking about boundaries so much lately? Because without boundaries, you cannot maintain your true form, your I am, you know what I'm saying? You also have an issue lots of times with others. I am, if you know what I'm saying, without the boundaries set up for yourself as well. It's two sides of a boundary isn't really a wall, but I'm just going to use um, that example right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's two sides of it. So there would have to be one that's internal as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what actually creates the external boundaries, truthfully. So I guess it's always how we look at it. For years, I've been saying perspective places power. And it's amazing now to hear so much, how often people mention perspective. It's amazing. But with all the recent hype about, right, a very specific conversation, I want to say that recently I put up a post and said, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the capacity at all of teacher, of relaying information, of just even conversation, I think to define is important. Years ago, a gentleman that I used to speak with over Facebook, he was attempting to teach me a lesson, and I just did not understand what he was saying. I was like, what are you saying? And he was like, I love words, but I hate terms. And I was like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? He's like, traveling is a word, driving is a term. Driving is a word too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't get it. Now, oh my God. Yeah, salute. You know what I'm saying? He was really trying to, but I just couldn't get it. But now I see that. And right, I just want to preface by saying this. You know, we all have strengths, and that's amazing. And um, I think that we should look at those in a more of a harmonious state rather than a competitive one. It would open up so much more. Lots of times, people are hearing, absorbing, assimilating words and terms, but it has not truly been defined for them. And this is because we can ascertain in a conversation, right? We can ascertain within the conversation what it means. And to be able to ascertain means you're not dumb. You don't. You're not dumb if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Properly know one specific word or how to spell it. Nah, but your ego may have an issue accepting though that you don't. And because you may have used it in spaces with others and it wasn't an issue because no one else really truly had a base definition of what it meant, they were also ascertaining and it was all good. People are using a lot of terms these days and they use them interchangeably and they use them differently. I'll give you an example of one. Simp, coming from the word simpleton. But the way the terms and conditions, you know what I'm saying? You watch a commercial and they speaking slow with words. But at the end, when Buddy starts talking like the what is it, the hot car driver and shit, fast as shit. What, why? Because because they're speaking about terms and conditions. Terms and conditions may vary. That means the term they're giving one customer may be a different term than another. Maybe my term differs because of my credit score. And you know what I'm saying? Terms and conditions may vary. So when people are speaking to you, please understand terms and conditions may vary. Because I've seen it used in so many different capacities. I'm like, wait a minute. For some, when they hear that word, for some, they are immediately applying it to any time they see a man do or say something positive for a woman. Point off the bat. Don't know this motherfucker from Adam in these internet streets. And yet the term is applied. And often people will look and be like, what? How does that make Buddy a simp? But see, in the person's mind who is projecting that, they are speaking from the place of a wound. They feel closed off to that energy and therefore feel you should be closed off to that energy as well. Look how often people want to tell you how you should respond. I get this so much. I feel like at this point, people have an issue with my perspectives and my ability to express them. And because of that, they will project that for some reason I should lack humanity. I speak passionately. It's like, what are you doing? I need you to be Cherry 2000 in this motherfucker. Hey, listen. But if you've never seen that movie, go watch that movie. Because I feel like, we are losing the art at times of being human and the way conversation can flow if we did it, if we were less of a wounded human. It can be so amazing and the flow is amazing, but you can always tell when you get to, for me, like, you know, a subconscious block with somebody because, boy, the resistance is crazy. And it's like, I said 4 words. I didn't even say one whole statement. I didn't even get to a period yet. God. Can my words live? Can they breathe? But understanding now that, okay, this person has the space of a wound. I no longer take it personally. I'm going to give you another really great example because some of us are internalizing shit we should not be internalizing, okay? If a person has issues after stating they would, after you know you have done work, right? So issues, that's a term because the terms and conditions, right? Because people could say that they have an issue with anything. I have an issue that these flowers is yellow. They be having issues with anything because truly the issue is with self. Okay, so right, some people feel like, oh my God, this person had a problem committing to me. No, pay attention to their patterns, baby. They have a problem committing to their own life. They have a problem with consistency. They have a problem showing up honestly. And all of those things radiate internally. And then they just go ahead and create their world based on how they feel. They don't have a problem committing to you. They have a problem with commitment, period. To themselves, even. They have a problem with committing to positive thought process, bro. And they could watch it. They could watch it work for you. They could watch you move in that shit. And in silence, I said in silence, and my stomach don't embarrass me. So, right? Again, this is why knowing yourself is very important so that you can hold the container. And you can also be balanced enough to actually hear if there's information that you can use for the betterment of yourself, or that is causing you to show up in a way that is actually really a blockage. It's really actually a building block to your self-sabotage within relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like and it takes bravery. But this is why framing your thoughts can help, right? Thought framing is a fire exercise. Like, if I have a painting and it's got a whole bunch of colors in it, there's just splashes of colors: blue, yellow, orange, green, white, brown, magenta, fuchsia, cyan, gold, mustard, right? If I put a red frame around the outside, the red in the picture kind of like comes more alive. It just helps me to focus more on the red. If I take that off and I put a brown frame around it, it's gonna kind of change like the mood and what comes out and what stands out in the picture. The same way. So if your wound is some red glasses, then everything you see, you're gonna see in red, and you're gonna be charging like a bull. It's time now. It's time we look inside and understand and realize how much language and conversation affects our evolution. Well, it's amazing. Like, I've been in front of like couples or two people, and they are having an argument, but they're both saying the same thing. It's crazy. And they cannot see it in that space, whatever is going on internally with them, they can't see it. I'd be like, wow. It's amazing. What is that? Maybe it's the definition of things. And understand, like, if you were plotting points, that's why some people shut you down, because they can't ascertain where you're going with this. They just know that you have a way sometimes to kind of backdoor their subconscious. So they be like, don't say a word. Oh my God. Some people is they go muzzle me, bitch. Yo. You know what I'm saying? But those definitions are basically like a plotting point. So on a map, if I want to get from one point to another, I gotta know where I'm starting at. People call where I work out all the time. How do I get to your location? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? I have to know where you're starting from to know where it is you want to go. Have an amazing day.